Welcome to day 2 of Arch Madness. I'm Henry Redman. We're going to get to the Loyola game with RSL reporter Haley Spittler, but first, at the West End today, Loyola fans and alums held a pep rally as the team left for the game.
Let's go Ramblers! Let's go Ramblers!
Day 2 of the Embassy Tournament begins with a game between the Loyola Ramblers and the UNI Panthers, but the Rambler fans kicked off the day a little earlier with a pep rally for the team. Lining the lobby of the hotel, Loyola fans gave the team an enthusiastic send-off as they headed for the stadium. Coach Porter took the opportunity to address the crowd and get everyone hyped for the game to come.
This means a lot. I appreciate it so much. You guys make a difference, and hopefully you'll see out there making a difference. And these guys are prepared. They're working their tails off, and let's have it be a great day for the Ramblers.
Here at the West End, the Ramblers have kicked off the festivities with a pep rally for the team. Porter Moser said a few words, thinking that the Ramblers will be the loudest fans in the arena. We hope the energy will carry over to the rest of the tournament. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Kelsey Frew.
After all the festivities at the pep rally, Loyola had an actual game to play. They took on the UNI Panthers, and they ended up winning 54-50. Haley, what happened in the game?
I would say it's not your usual game you would expect from a seed 1 facing a seed 9. It was a lot closer going in, at the end than I thought it would be. Loyola did come out with the win 54-50. They had some strong players in Marcus Towns and Dante Ingram. They both had 13 points. Ben Richardson also did a great job today. He had a buzzer beater 3-point that I think really changed the energy in that second half and got them back on track, got them to remind them that they're a good team. They can do this no matter what. For UNI, they had Clint, who had 15 points, which was really good for them. I think the really big story here is Clayton Custer. He just come off of being NBC Player of the Year, and he went 1 for 7. He only scored 2 points, which I think is a really big disappointment for a team that's counting on him to bring in a lot of points.
Clay in the Illinois State game to end the season went 1 for 10, so he has the last 2 games gone a combined 2 for 17 for just 5 points. What's wrong with the Player of the Year?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I mean, you can't say it's all about defense because even he had free throws he was missing today, and that's, you in the basket. He can't make those. Porter did mention in the press conference that there was a little ankle injury today. He didn't go into too much details. He was icing it in the locker room, but it sounded like he'll be playing tomorrow, so it's not too serious, so hopefully that won't, impair him too much tomorrow.
Obviously, it was a pretty close game, but what was the energy and the environment like for the fans and the players?
I would say for the fans, there was for sure excitement for UNI. Here they are thinking this was going to be a blowout game, and it's really close down to the wire. For Loyola fans, there was nerves. Are they going to be out? This is the year a lot of people are talking championship win, and here they are in their first game of the tournament and not doing as well as expected. But for the players on the court, especially Loyola, I would say they were calm, they were focused, they weren't nervous. And same with Porter Moser. He was pretty calm and had confidence in his team no matter what the score was.
After the game, I attended the press conference. After Loyola's 54-50 win over Northern Iowa, Loyola's head coach Porter Moser said he was proud of his team, and even though the shots weren't falling, they were able to use their defense to keep the Panthers away. He was happy with Marcus Towns and Dante Ingram each dropping 13 points, and he said they're better with Clayton Custer, even though he only had 2 points today. Loyola will play tomorrow against the winner of Bradley and Drake. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Henry Redman. It's not just the team that traveled to St. Louis. There's members of the Loyola community, from alum to fans to even administrators. RSL reporter Claire Filpi has more.
It's been over 30 years since the Loyola men's basketball team has won a conference title. This year, they won the Missouri Valley Conference title for the first time since Loyola joined the MVC in 2013. On March 2nd, the Ramblers beat University of Northern Iowa to advance to the semifinal round of the tournament for the second time in program history. Many Rambler fans traveled to the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis to support the team. Fans including alum, previous athletes, and their parents, and even Sister Jean, who's healing from a broken hip, came out to support the Ramblers. Athletic Director Steve Watson said fans are an important part to the team's success.
It's been fantastic. We really built up to this throughout the season. You could see more and more people coming on board. I think we had the students right from the beginning.
With other teams like the Blackhawks, the Bulls, Northwestern DePaul not doing well this season, it opened the door for Loyola's basketball program to gain more media coverage from local Chicago news outlets. In turn, this can help Loyola get more Chicago athletes involved in their program. Not only does the media coverage help with recruiting, but it helps with building a fan base for Loyola.
It's been great for the students. The support we've gotten from the students has been outstanding. They've come out and really supported the team.
Watson said head coach Porter Moser has contributed a lot to the program since he's been hired as a head coach. Their success is due to the way he runs the team.
Well, he's been the architect of the whole thing. You know, when he took it over, we were playing in the Horizon League, and we were one of the lower level teams in that league. Now we're playing at a higher level in the Missouri Valley, and he's really built it up to a championship level program.
Even though Moser plays a huge role in the team's success, Watson said the way the players support each other on and off the court really helps them succeed.
It's hard to have a favorite player. What I like is the way they play so unselfish.
The Ramblers look to continue their success tomorrow as they take on the winner of Game 4. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Claire Filpi.
Okay, so Game 2 today between the Bradley Braves and Drake Bulldogs. The winner is going to end up playing Loyola in the semifinals. Nick, what did you see out of that game?
I'm going to be honest with you, it was very boring in the first half. Both teams shot below 45%, and Drake was below 40%. But the second half, things really picked up, and Darryl Brown had a big game for Bradley, 24 points, and Dante Thomas had a double-double, 13 points and 14 rebounds. The ending to the game was exciting. There was a buzzer beater by Thomas with 1 second left, buzzer beating layup, and Drake narrowly missed a half-court shot to win it, and it was definitely an exciting last 6 seconds after Bradley coach Brian Wardle called timeout.
How was Bradley able to come back and end up winning this game?
Well, what helped was Drake went scoreless for the last 3 minutes and 26 seconds. They went 1 of their last 10 overall. And again, behind Brown's 24 points and Thomas's huge game, there wasn't a lot stopping Bradley from going out on top.
Okay, and then what are your expectations for Bradley tomorrow against Loyola?
Well, Bradley, as you recall, beat the Ramblers 69-67 at Carver Arena on January 31st. So Loyola's going to have a chip on their shoulder for sure. I expect big things out of Bradley. They're a good team. Again, with Brown and Thomas, Dwayne Luttier had a big game as well. So with all that, and Brian Wardle is highly regarded around the Valley. He started up this program. He's starting the rebuild, and it's starting to come to shape. So it's not going to be easy for Loyola, but I think Bradley can put up a good fight.
Post-game, RSL reporter Haley Spittler went to the press conference with Bradley coach Brian Wardle.
After the game, I went to the press conference and heard from Bradley's head coach, Brian Wardle. He said he was extremely proud of the way his players played with passion and emotion, and they were able to come back from the 8-point deficit that they had after halftime. Now, as far as the game tomorrow against Loyola, they aren't going to focus on the past and how they beat them at Peoria, but he says that he's confident as long as they play their best, that they'll take home the victory.
Loyola and Bradley will play tomorrow in the semifinal game at 2:30. Nick, who do you have in that game?
I got to go with the Ramblers. They've got a chip on their shoulder from the loss at Carver Arena, but Bradley also has a lot of good pieces. Thomas, Brown, Luttier, they're going to be their big three. But with Loyola's depth and everything, I think Loyola has the edge, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very similar to the game they played today against Northern Iowa.
That's it for our coverage of the first 2 games of Day 2 at Arch Madness. We'll be back later tonight. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Henry Redmond.